Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk about things like love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. In this video, we're going to talk about how you moving through your struggles, your grief, your loss, your rejection, your breakups, maybe financial loss, how that is going to help you manifest more. So when you become more and more resilient, when you become more trusting, when you become the observer of your life, like it's a movie, and you are literally sitting there watching your life unfold, going, okay, I can see how in the past this thing happened, but then something great came right after. Or I'm watching this video and I'm seeing how this person went through something difficult and now I see them thriving. So that means that difficult thing was meant to happen. So when we're manifesting, we are co-creating with the universe, your guides, your angels. I believe it's a co-creation. I believe it's a 50-50. We're grabbing our phones, we're placing our DoorDash order, and we're hitting send, and then we're putting it out to the cosmos. The universe is going to grab it and bring it to us when we are ready to receive it. So sometimes we're manifesting things and maybe we're not quite ready. Maybe the universe is saying, oh, if they want to call in this partner or this job, then that means they have to let go of ... in order to bring that in. And letting go of ... means maybe waiting 6 months for you to learn the lesson, to understand that it's okay to let it go. Some people hold on to things not longer than they should, but if they were to let go now, they wouldn't have to wait that 6 months for that manifestation to arrive. But we get clouded and we have these lenses on where we think, oh, I'm dreaming of this thing and it's in my vortex and I want it to drop into my reality, but I'm not letting go of what I have right here. Because what if that doesn't come? If I let go of this and then that doesn't come, then what? And that's what we have to get out of. And that is why moving through your struggles and your grief and your rejection and your sadness is a good thing, because that is the process of you letting go. And in the moment, it doesn't feel good. It feels like knives all over our bodies because it's grief, it's sadness, it's pain. And a lot of times it's triggering stuff from like past lifetimes, or maybe it's triggering a past relationship, or maybe a childhood trauma. But the beauty of this process is, I filmed another video a couple days ago about being on a red carpet. And when you're on the red carpet, your desires are at the end of that red carpet and it's moving towards you. It's going to meet you in the middle. In order to meet it faster, you have to become the person that's ready to receive it. And if you want to become the person that's ready to receive your desires, you have to heal. You have to grow your faith. You have to understand that, okay, I'm going to let go of this boyfriend or girlfriend, or I'm going to understand that I can't pay my bills right now, but this is teaching me something. This is teaching me that I am a spiritual being in this body, and I can let go and say, universe, I give this all up to you. I know you will pay my bills. I know that you will help me heal this childhood trauma of abandonment and let me know that if somebody leaves me, then that's meant to be. They're not for me. Or maybe they need to leave me and then come back, and I need to know that when they come back, they're truly who I want to be with because I felt the loss of them. And that's a huge piece of manifestations, because if you want to be in a partnership with somebody, if you want to have financial freedom, you have to understand the contrast. You have to know what it feels like to not have it. And that is the letting go. You have to be willing to let go of that thing that you truly, truly, truly want. And then that's when it kind of drops in from your vortex. And that's when, if you're on the red carpet, it meets you halfway and you receive things quicker. So the more flexible, the more trusting, the more you surrender on this journey, the more you understand why you lose certain people. Why do people pass away at such a young age? Why are you losing your job? Why are you fighting with your partner? The more you understand these hiccups along the way, the quicker you move through it, because you're peeling back layers, being like, okay, I can see why this is happening. It's shaping me. It's helping me grow. It's helping me have more faith. It's helping me have more faith in the universe. And I share this because I filmed a video the other day. It was a reading on my daughter's birthday, and a lot of people were asking me. I actually got a lot of emails that day, and it was a lot of people asking me how I moved through the grief with the loss of my daughter. You know, nobody should ever have to lose a child, ever. It's the worst. I don't know other people's pain, but for me, it's a pretty debilitating pain. And it's been 11 years now, and I can't even tell you how many times I've sat in my home alone and just cried my eyes out and said, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I want out of this life. Am I supposed to live with this like pain in my body forever? Like I felt like I couldn't get out. It's like, oh, I got to wake up tomorrow and do this all over again. Screw this. I don't want to do that. So I was on a mission to figure out a way just to be happy brushing my teeth. And that is how bad it can get, but also how good could it get? Shifting your mindset to, all right, I have the contrast. I've now experienced how bad it can be. I'm excited for maybe how good it can be. How can I, and I just heard a little kid say cheer. How can I appreciate a child's voice in a pool having fun? That is the beauty of this life. How can I appreciate the flowers behind me, the sunshine? And everything starts to become like a more narrowed focus, and you start to see the beauty in the small things. You start to see the beauty in a cell phone and being able to FaceTime a friend from another country. You start to be able to understand that, oh, every sad day that I went through in the last 11 years is now leading me to a moment sitting on my deck filming a video helping so many other people get through their struggles. That makes it worth it. And when you're manifesting and when you're co-creating and you're realizing you're a spiritual being on this journey in this physical body, you are saying, I signed up for this. I chose to be in this body at this age during this time in history. And it's 2023. I don't know when you're watching this video. It could be a couple years from now. You know how time flies. So if you're watching this video in later years, this video is here to help you learn that your struggles are actually going to help you become a better co-creator, a better magician, a better manifester. You are learning the art of the contrast, the hero's journey. You have to go through the struggle in order to appreciate the good. And without my pain, all of those years of crying alone and realizing, oh my gosh, I have to wake up every day and live life like this. Like, this isn't fair. Why doesn't everybody else have to deal with this? And now I'm like, oh no, I don't want anyone else to experience it. But at the same time, I do want them to experience it because it woke me up. It made me more appreciative. It made me appreciate the small things like wearing a cute bathing suit top. And just like, I put this top on today and I just was like, I really like this top. I like how it feels. I like how I look in it. And I get to walk through my house wearing this, feeling joy. I'm not wearing it for anybody else. I'm wearing it for myself for all of those years that I was in pain, in sweatpants, on the couch, crying, feeling like I'll never be happy in my life. And our manifestation journey is an unlearning, and it is a separation from the mind and the ego, and it is learning to be in soul. Being in soul is exactly what I just described. Being in clothing, eating yummy food, drinking yummy drinks, having fun with your family, connecting with people, sharing your gifts, appreciating the sunshine. This is why we're here. We are here to experience this life. So right now, I want you to drop your shoulders, take a deep breath, and look around you and find something to be grateful for. What is one thing in your surroundings that you can be grateful for? Is it the phone that you're watching this on? Is it the computer? Is it your TV? Is it the fact that you have hands to push the buttons to do all of this? You have so much to be grateful for. And when you're in gratitude, you are amplifying your life. Your vibration is rising so much in a gratitude state that the universe has no choice but to bring you more of what you're feeling and what you're vibrating at. And when we're vibrating, I always say it is our heart pounding with joy. We're like, yes, this feels so good. I love my life. I want to create more. And when you're in that flow state, Most people will quickly want to go get another cup of coffee. Most people want to go indulge in a yummy food, or they want to just like, they want more and more and more. But what I like to say is reach for more, but be where you are. Just kind of sit still and go, okay, I feel so good right now. And for so long, I didn't. And I'm going to sit here right now in this moment, feeling the breeze in this cute top, loving the messages that I get to share each day, loving my community. And this is me personally, how I think. And I'm just going to sit with this goodness in my body because I know nothing is permanent. And tomorrow I might feel a little sadness. So right now I'm going to choose this and I'm going to keep reaching for more, but I'm not going to overdo it and go and lose that vibration by putting, not so good food in my body, by surrounding myself with people that maybe are going to not really understand the feelings that I'm having in my body right now. Sometimes it's good to stay alone to work on your vibration because you could feel really, really good and want to go share the news with somebody. And then all of a sudden they poo poo all over your good news. And you're like, oh, my vibration just went down because I shared it. And my mentor taught me that anytime you get good news, it's like receiving this ball of light. Somebody just handed you this big ball of light, right? You're holding on to it. And as soon as you call somebody and text somebody and share it, you're breaking off a piece and giving it to them. And she taught me, Michelle, she said, Michelle, you are so worthy of keeping that ball to yourself. Your whole life, you struggled, you went through abuse, you went through all these different things, through loss, through grief. You didn't ever allow yourself to hold on to any joy. You only saw the negative. So now that you're awake and aware, if you get a ball of light, you hold that and you keep it to yourself for a couple of days and then pick up your phone and share the good news with somebody. But when you're sharing good news with somebody immediately, you're breaking off a piece of that light and you're giving it away. You are worthy of keeping it. And remember, that light is your vibration. It is your energy field. And when you are tapped into source and your energy is rising and your vibration is high, you are co-creating a lot faster now. You're manifesting more. You're able to call things in quicker. And we're not here just to receive things, external things. We are here to experience everything I've been talking about in this video. We are here to experience tasting things, appreciating the sunshine, appreciating the sad days and the good days. It's everything. You are a spiritual being. You are awareness. Okay? Say, I am awareness. I am aware. I am aware of the sun. I am the sun. I am aware of the breeze. I am the breeze. You are being and experiencing this life to its fullest. You are fully embracing every aspect that this world has to offer us. And without your struggle, without your grief, without your loss, without your rejection, you would not be able to appreciate it. You would not be awake and aware. So, this is how your struggles shape you. And I'm just going to briefly share my struggles with you. So I lost my daughter and I lost my dad. I lost my daughter in 2012 to a muscle disorder. I was pregnant. I did my little chalkboard updates. They actually told me I was having a boy at my 18-week appointment. So we named him Micah William. And then 3 days before I delivered, they said, wow, she's really swimming around in your belly. And I was like, oh no, it's a boy. And they were like, who told you it was a boy? And I was like, my doctor. And they were like, you're having a girl, sweetie. They're like, there's the vagina. And I was like, what? I immediately started crying because I was a teacher back then. I was so type A. I had the boy room done. I had the boy clothes in the closet. So we kept the name. I kept it Micah Dylan for a girl. So I changed the middle name because it was going to be Dylan if we had a girl. But since we were told it was boy, I named him Micah. And then my whole pregnancy, I was talking to my belly and saying Micah. So I was like, you know what? I want to keep it Micah. So we named her Micah Dylan. And 3 days later, I gave birth via a C-section because she wasn't dropping. Because of the muscle disorder that she was born with, she wasn't able to swallow the amniotic fluid. So she was literally chilling up in the high part of my belly, which is really uncomfortable. So she never dropped. So after like 12 to 14 hours of labor, they were like, sorry, we have to do a C-section. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, can I get a shower and like a grilled cheese? So we waited until the next day, and then I had her on Friday, July 13th. It was a Friday the 13th. I had her right at 1 p.m. And when she came out, she wasn't moving her arms and legs very much. We did not know at the ultrasound 3 days before that she had a muscle disorder. We just knew she wasn't dropping, but we didn't know why. And then she was born. They didn't know what it was. They called it low tone. So if you Google low tone, a lot of times it's connected to muscular dystrophy. So me in my hospital bed after I just gave birth, I'm like literally throwing up from all the medicine, and because my body's so sensitive, I don't even take Tylenol. And I was so sick, and I was Googling, like, what is wrong with my kid? Like, what is going on with my baby? Googling low tone, going, oh my gosh, I might have a daughter with muscular dystrophy. So I started to freak out. And um, fast forward, it was 6 weeks in the hospital. We took a helicopter ride to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia because we had to get her 3 days later after she was born. They couldn't identify what was wrong. So we had to get helivac to another hospital to get better testing done. But 6 weeks, every doctor came in trying to figure out what she had, and nobody could diagnose her, even to the point where she had so many tests done, so many surgeries. She had an MRI done to check to see if her brain was okay, and it was torture. Those 6 weeks were absolute torture. I was in like a blur. I almost was like in denial, and I like didn't even want to go to the hospital some days because I just was like, I don't know how to handle what's happening to me right now. And then around my birthday, August 19th, they started to want to meet with us about the quality of her life. And I was like, what? Like, I thought she just was going to, have a muscle disorder. I didn't know it was like life or death. And they sat us down. There's 8 doctors with me and my partner, Bill. And we were both sitting there, and we were like, oh my gosh, like they want us to make a decision about whether to pull the oxygen off of our daughter. Like, what is going on right now? Like, I was 30, I just turned 30, and I'm 40 now. And I'm like, what is going on? And we just cried, and we took the night to think about it. We're like, we don't want her suffering, but I don't want to, like, I just didn't know how to make that decision. And in the end, we just chose the route that where she would suffer less, where she would not be in pain. So we decided to take her off the oxygen to see how long she could survive on her own. And then they gave her a little bit of morphine if she was feeling any kind of like inability to breathe. And then she ended up passing away on August 29th around, it was actually at 6:16 p.m. So 6:16 is a wonderful number for me, but that experience woke me up. And when she died, we had no idea what she had. She still was not diagnosed. So as a mom, I'm thinking I did something wrong in my pregnancy. I was blaming myself. I was worried, what if it's genetic? What if I can't have any more kids? So my mind was going nuts, and I literally like didn't know how to function. Like, what do you do the day after your daughter passes away and all of the chaos goes away? What do you do? Like, somebody tell me what to do, because I literally couldn't even function. And to be honest, the reason why I love working out so much is because it saved my life. Because at one point, about 2 months later, a friend was like, let's get you working out again. You like to work out. Come on, Michelle, let's go work out. And I just was like, I don't want to. But they talked me into it. So I went. And it was just 45 minutes of me just simply doing lunges with some weights, doing some squats, doing some push ups. But for those 45 minutes, I could actually breathe. I could forget about my life. I kind of would imagine my life prior to being pregnant, and it felt good. And then I felt guilty for that. But it was just like, how do you move through this pain? And I'm sharing all this with you because it's so important to understand where people come from and our experiences and how they shape us into the mindset that we have today. So you guys see on my channel, I'm always posting my workouts on my shorts. I'm always talking about my daughter so freely, but it took 11 years of me trying to understand and trying to heal from that pain. But working out and moving my body helped the trauma and the pain move. I didn't stay stagnant. I kept moving, and it helped my brain stay sane. I was able to function. I was able to go to work eventually. About 6 months later, I went back to teaching, and being around the kids in the classroom again made me feel so good. And then that began my healing journey. I found my mentor about 5 or 6 years later. We started doing healing work on my body, on my nervous system. I started with Reiki. Then I started BEST treatments, which is bioenergetic synchronization technique, which is tapping into the subconscious and pulling out all the traumas. So because of my daughter and her passing, I was then able to tap into my subconscious and heal everything from my past, my sexual abuse as a kid, child abuse. So, because of that experience, it opened me up to do more healing. And now I feel free. And a lot of people ask me, like, how did I get into this mindset? It took 11 years. It was not easy. It took a lot of binge eating, a lot of obsessive working out. I went through highs and lows, but the healing with my mentor saved me. Starting the spiritual healing, learning about all of this on YouTube, working with my mentor every 2 weeks for 5 years straight, doing energy work on my body. So if you're looking to heal and if you're looking to expand yourself and to really fall more into your spirit and your soul, I highly recommend getting a mentor or a healer or somebody who can guide you to go into your trauma and to remove it and to work with it and to embrace it. Like I had to sit with myself and really like feel into the mother who lost a baby because I dissociated from all of it. I didn't want to be connected to it. I loved my daughter, but I didn't want to be the girl. I didn't want to really look at it. So I kept working out and I just kept staying busy as a teacher until I met my mentor. And then she taught me to face it, to look at it, and to hug the little version of me that was dealing with it on the inside that I wasn't looking at. There was a little girl screaming inside of me that I was not looking at. And that was a lot of my childhood abuse too. So when we're co-creating and when we're learning to become magical manifestors, we have to face and we have to peel off the layers of the things that have shaped us, but also peel it off and keep the good. So the good that came from my situation is forgiveness, is compassion, is understanding that everybody has a story wherever you go, that everybody might not be on a journey to release themselves from their ego. And we have to just sit back and say, they're not ready yet. If somebody would have told me 6 years ago, Michelle, hurry up already. Come on, spiritually awaken. Let's go. What are you doing? Why are you sitting in your grief? I would have been like, shut up. I would have been like, did you lose your kid? No. So shut up. But now I don't think that way. But because I just know that in time, I went through what I needed to go through. And those people will too. So we can't hurry up people on their journey. We have to let them learn on their own. But man, my ego was strong. I was walking through life going, did you lose a kid? No. So shut up. Did you lose a kid? No. I was so bratty because I really felt sorry for myself. I was pissed off and I was just angry that, like, why did I have to feel this pain and nobody else did? So once I was aware that that was my ego the whole time, and once I fell into my heart and spiritually awakened and realized, okay, I chose that experience, Michelle, you've only yourself to blame for it. And it's not something to blame for. It's a gift. It changed me as a person. And without that experience, I would not be here teaching you all how to co-create. I would not be here teaching you how to step fully into your pain and your trauma and to see how it's going to help you make your life better. We just have to open our arms to it. If you are having, this is the biggest thing I learned, open your eyes, ears, and hearts. You ready? If you are having any negative emotion in your life, I need you to open your arms and I need you to embrace it. I need you to welcome it in. The minute you hug that negative emotion, it just dissolves. It's like, oh, it's like the little screaming girl inside of me that was saying, Michelle, pay attention to me. As soon as I hugged her and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry you went through this as a kid. I'm so sorry that you lost your daughter. I'm so sorry that you were abused all these years. Once I finally hugged that version of me, it just dissipated and I could finally feel free again. So the biggest key on your manifesting journey is to welcome the negative emotions, welcome the struggle, welcome the pain, because you need to experience the contrast in order to experience the joy and the happiness and the actual dropping in of your manifestations. If you've been on a manifesting journey and you have not received anything in like 10 years, it's probably because your eyes are over here looking at your manifestations and only focusing on the future, and you're not looking and hugging that little child inside of you that is dying for attention from you. It's looking for self-love and you're looking outside of yourself for happiness. And that's not how it works. We go within, we embrace, we hug, and then everything drops in. Thank you so much for listening this long. This was a long one. I'm so sorry, but I'm not going to apologize because this is my story and I want to share it, and I want to reach more people and help them see that all of the loss that they've experienced in their life, and I lost my dad too. I lost him in 2021, so it piles up. We're going to have more struggle. We just have to learn that it's okay, and how is this helping us, and how can we be better people because they sacrificed their life to help us. So start shifting your mindset and start looking at that younger version of yourself and giving yourself the biggest hug and saying, you're a freaking warrior. I'm your best friend. I'm going to treat you good for the rest of your life. We don't need all these external things to make us happy, but those things are going to come no matter what because you deserve it. All right, lovies, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see you in the next one. All right, peace out.